Hey guys, it's Sydney, and today I'm going to be doing my May wrap-up. In the month of May, I read a total of 8 books, and that's kind of a lot for me, but I was just getting out of a reading slump, and I started off with good books, plus the lovely Akawar came out that month, so I had to, catch up on all the good stuff. So, without further ado, let's just get into it. So the first book I read was my first poetry book actually, and it was The Princess Saves Herself in this one by Amanda Lovelace. I really liked this book. It started out with a dedication to Harry Potter, so from that moment on I was completely sold. I mean, Harry Potter is the best, we all know. So the fact that inspired her, and then all the things that she has been through and felt okay like just putting out there for everybody to read was just really inspiring, and I loved it. It makes me want to get into a lot more poetry. I know a lot of people love Milk and Honey by Ruby Kaur. I really want to read that too. There was another one that Whiskey, Words, and a Shovel is also really popular too, so I want to check that one out as well. And then the next book I read was A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. This was a reread for me. I read this last year, right before A Court of Mist and Fury came out because everybody was talking about it, and I really loved this when it first came out. Even on the reread I still liked it, but just knowing all the other stuff that happened in the rest of the series, it just made me not like this one as much, but I still really love it because it is the basis of the rest of the amazing series. So I was really happy to reread this, and then of course going along with it, followed it up with A Court of Mist and Fury. You guys, if you read it, you already know. I loved it. I 5 out of 5 stars it, I'm pretty sure. I just stars it. Yep, okay. I absolutely adored A Court of Mist and Fury as always. And then of course, to complete it, I did it. I read A Court of Wings and Ruin. It was really good. I'm sad that the pages aren't the same. Like, I hear a lot of people complaining about it, but I'm really sad because this is the longest book in the series, but you wouldn't know because it looks the same as the first one. I don't know. I don't know why they did that, but I mean, still good. Content was still good. I mean, I have mixed feelings about it because it did feel like she was trying to pair everybody with everybody without getting into spoilers of it at all, but overall, I still really liked it, and I'm sad that it's over because the original couple in here, I could never get enough of that story. And then the next book I read was because the movie was coming out, which I loaned out my copy so I don't have it, but that would be Everything Everything. I'll just hold up this because it's also by Nicola Yoon. I really liked Everything Everything. I didn't know it had like that mixed media concept to it where it had like the pictures and then little like drawings and stuff, and I thought it was super duper cute. I really loved the ending. I thought the ending was completely perfect, and I was sad that it wasn't the complete same in the movie, but I kind of get why they had to do it the way they did it. But overall, I just really loved it. It was super cute. I mean, I walked into it not expecting too much because it is like a really light, short contemporary, so I mean, I didn't want to have too high of expectations for it, but I did really enjoy it, and I'm really excited to actually pick this one up soon too because I've heard nothing but good things about it. So then after that, I read We Were Liars by E. Lockhart. This one I'm still thinking about, honestly, because I read this obviously towards the end of the month, but I mean, it was an easy read, but at the same time, like, her writing style is so beautiful, and I just didn't, I mean, I kind of expected it to go the way it did, but I was like, no, like, it can't, and then it did, and I was like, whoa. I don't know what else to say about it. You just have to go into this not knowing what it's about, really, because I think it'll be better that way, but I really like what she did with the story. I thought it was really interesting. The deluxe edition just came out, so I recommend buying that if you haven't gotten this book already, because it does offer some explanations in it for stuff that didn't make it into this edition of it, and I just found it really helpful for some of the stuff that I had questions about. Then the next book I read was The Way I Used to Be by Amber Smith. This book I was just going for because I was in the mood for like hard-hitting contemporaries, so I picked this one up at Barnes & Noble one day on a whim, and I really, really enjoyed it. It's about this girl, and you go over her life for like her freshman to senior year of high school, and right away at the beginning of the book, it is her being raped. So trigger warning for that. It's definitely some dark content, but if you can get through something like that, I really recommend reading this book. It was just really interesting to see the way that like that event changed her life, and how it affected her relationships with other people, how it affected her view of herself, and just like I don't want to say too much without spoiling it, but just the way that she goes about her day-to-day life after this. Like, I can't imagine going through something like that. I've never had anybody in my life really go through it, and I'm grateful for that. But this was just really eye-opening, and I really, really enjoyed it. And then the last book I read this month was The School of Good and Evil by this name. I can't. Saman Chayani. Yeah, we're gonna go with that. But I really, really loved this. This is the first middle grade I've picked up in a while, and I've been wanting to just get into more genres of, or styles of books, if you will, which is why, you know, I picked up the poetry book this month. But no, this was really good. It's like a fairy tale school, and you have the good school and you have the bad school, and then there's these two girls, Sophie and Agatha, and they're just really funny characters anyway, because Sophie thinks she's destined for good. Agatha is told she's supposed to be a witch, but she actually wants nothing to do with any of it. She just wants to stay home. But then they get taken from their village, and then they get whisked away into this adventure. And it's super cute. I mean, it is actually quite chunky for a middle grade book, I feel like, but I really enjoyed it, and I'm excited to continue on with the series. There are 2 more, and then I believe he is coming out with a spin-off series of like their kids, or it might be like the generation before all of this stuff happened. But regardless, I think this is a beautiful world, and I really, really enjoyed kind of the poking fun at the typical fairy tales, because like, I mean, the good students are taking like talking to animal classes and doing good deeds and all that kind of stuff, whereas in the evil school is doing the like how to look ugly kind of classes, and it's just really funny and just not it's really funny, and it just pokes fun at all of your typical fairy tale type of stories. So that is it for the month of May. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm hoping to come out with some more and get on a regular schedule, but until then, I will see you next time. Bye!